What is good, guys and gals, and welcome to the Films and Pixels podcast, episode 37. I am your host, Afif. And again, for those that are watching or listening, thank you so much for taking your time in the weekend or in the weekday, whenever you're seeing this. Hopefully this gets uploaded soon. But yeah, I do appreciate it. I would also appreciate just click on the subscribe button. It helps me a lot. It's, I welcome anyone who subscribes, so thank you. And if you have any comments, also in the comment section, like this video. It's always good for engagement. I am leaving links for my social media pages and audio stream links if you want to listen instead on Spotify, El-Jamil, Google Podcasts, so always welcome. So thank you. But yeah, I don't have a lot of topics. I just want to keep it a bit light, but just a few interesting things I've read about. Something about a nothing phone, which is a strange name, but simple as it sounds. Plus, Saudi Arabia's surprising rise in the gaming industry and how they're significantly contributing, especially to the esports scene. And also, not that this is any shocking, but another obstacle in the Activision merger deal, which, again, it's kind of expected at this point, but just some interesting news there on that topic. But yeah, I had a couple of topics in mind, but a connection issue kind of prevented me from going further into it. But it's okay. I think it's fine just to keep it a bit light for today. But in any case, let's proceed with the episode from here on out. So this first topic, I do want to start with an announcement of a recent mobile phone, or at least a sequel to a mobile phone that was released last July by a London-based company led by CEO Carl Pei. It's called the Nothing Phone. Yeah, I'm really not kidding. It's called the Nothing Phone. And there was already the first Nothing Phone that launched as well last July. The first one launched on July 1, and then obviously the second one that's coming this July on July 12. So I think the dates are on purpose and just make sure the launch window synchronizes. But yeah, anyways, there's going to be a live stream event on the topic as well. And yeah, the specs, they seem decent enough with a Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chipset, a 6.67-inch AMOLED screen, and a 4700 mAh battery as well. And it's going to have 3 years of Android updates as well as 4 years of security patches. So that's pretty cool. I guess that's pretty cool. And it's going to be their 2023 flagship phone. That's fine and all. I'd like to see how it'll impact the mobile market, but with the bigger names, the bigger brands that are really dominating, whether it's from Apple, Sony, Samsung, Huawei, Honor, the names as well. I think it'll take some time, but at least it's good to see another competitor. I was going to mention another one, BlackBerry. I know their presence in the mobile market has dwindled, unfortunately, and so that's fine and all. And the CEO will make sure that the price is right and not something that will swallow them down in the market. Also, with an 8 gigabyte or 12 gigabyte of LPDDR5 RAM and 120 gigabytes or 256 gigabytes of UFS 3.1 storage, and expected to have 6.55 AMOLED inch display, full HD plus, under 28 hertz per second, which is pretty cool. So again, all that's pretty nice to see, not just with the Android 13 OS, but with its own Nothing OS 1.5. So it seems like it'll be one of those double OS phones or something like that. I don't know how that works, but with the tech behind it and the financial support, that's pretty cool to know, pretty cool to observe and to see. If the first one did really well commercially, then possibly the second one could as well. It doesn't sound like a global brand, the Nothing Phone, but since it's based in London currently, it could expand worldwide. And will it have a significant impact on the mobile market? Again, only time will tell. Of course, the data, the numbers, the finances, all of that will determine its success later on. But since there's a team working hard on the Nothing phones, I think there's a good chance. but it's going to be really difficult to obviously offset the names of the Samsung and the Sony and others that I mentioned previously. So I think it's just a matter of time, but it's a good thing that there's work behind it. And yeah, I should also mention all of this fits inside a premium body phone with glass on the back and front with aluminum frame. So that's actually pretty cool to see. And yeah, only time will tell how well the Nothing phone does. So to me, when I find out that Saudi Arabia is making major impact and really showing their aspirations in the gaming industry, I mean, again, to me, it's pleasantly surprising because I didn't see it coming. I never expected a country like Saudi Arabia to heavily invest in the gaming industry or game developers or even like in the esports scene, which is exactly what they're doing. Now, the company that Saudi Arabia's public interest fund owns, called Savvy Games Group, they're planning to invest a whopping amount in the gaming esports scene of $37.8 billion. $37.8 billion in the esports scene, making it, a big hub with their goals of making the country really a major hub for esports gaming. So, yeah, that's a lot of money. They are really serious about this. They're really serious about esports gaming. And, kudos for them for the financial effort they're making here. They're going to set aside 13.3 to acquire a leading gaming publisher for as a strategic development partner. So that's pretty cool. And the investments will also include 18.6 billion in minority stakes. Wow. And also the country said that the strategy would establish 250 gaming companies in Saudi Arabia, creating 39,000 jobs and raise the sector's GDP contributions to $13.3 billion. Wow. Amazing contributions. And again, like I was just saying, creating jobs for people that are great in coding, great in software development, gaming development, designing, sound design as well, editing, all these kinds of jobs that they're creating. Kudos, really major kudos, major credit to them as well. So they're no stranger to this as well. It seems the PIF actually holds a $2.9 billion stake in Activision Blizzard, who, again, I will talk about later. Also a $1.5 billion stake in EA, $1.4 billion in Take-Two Interactive, and also a 5.1% stake in Nintendo since, I think, this past May or even before that. So they're Nintendo's third largest shareholder. Wow. Also, ironically, even the PIF also funding Live Golf and the majority owner of Newcastle, one of the Premier League clubs. And it's kind of funny that I'm mentioning Live Club because there was news recently that Live Golf and the PGA Tour have officially agreed to merge together. And yeah, it's brought out some mixed feelings with golfers from both sides, but again, it's not, I don't really know much information about that. I don't want to go off topic, but hearing about Live Golf and PGA Tour merging together certainly sent shockwaves in the sports world. But yeah. Now, of course, even the UAE are involved in really being major contributors to the esports gaming scene, though. So that's pretty cool. And, the whole sector, the whole industry in itself could be valued to $6 billion by 2027. So that's pretty amazing to see. And, watching, and of course, the DMCC studies have showed that they've seen revenue growth from 23% growth between 2019 and 2020, and expect to be from 2019 up to 2024 in the region. So that's pretty cool as well. And and again, according to executive chairman and CEO of DMCC, Ahmed bin Sulaiman, he even said that gaming has become to the fore of entertainment globally, driving rapid growth especially in the MENA region, which now constitutes 50% of the global player base. So, I mean, you can say what you want on that information, but I think that's pretty encouraging. And, the data will only grow even further with new generation of esports players, whether it's the free-to-play battle royale games or the MOBAs or, of course, the sports games of the FIFA and NBA 2K and probably anything else I'm missing. The fighting games as well. It's pretty cool. So they're channeling Saudi Arabia. They're channeling, the interest that gamers have, many esports players have, and really want to invest into that kind of opportunity and give people lots of, a pathway to success in the esports gaming. So, like I said, I just think it's really great as well. And also more doors for mobile PC gaming console development as well in the region. So overall, I just really think it's great what's happening and what's going to happen around both Saudi Arabia and the UAE. And when more people get involved into that kind of business, again, like, everyone certainly wins when good opportunities are created. You know what I mean? Not just people who are really talented in esports games and just win a few prizes and so forth, but those are educated enough and talented, hungry, determined to really make an impact into the community that have really just, I guess, improved lives, enhanced lives, and just, make the world go round and just help everyone just succeed at jobs that they know that they can do. All right, for this last topic, I just want to give quick updates and information regarding the Activision Microsoft merger. And obviously there's another complication, but also I've got to admit, like, I'm so tired of it. I'm starting to think I sound like a broken record just talking about this topic. But, a new development does come from the FTC. They filed an injunction in a federal court to prevent Microsoft from finalizing the deal. So yeah, again, another attempt to block at it. The FTC for quite some time have not been in favor of the whole acquisition. They've been investigating the whole merger deal, understandably, especially since it cost $69 billion. I mean, a $69 billion deal for Microsoft to acquire an Activision company like this, especially since their gaming division have been going through. Whoops.
A few minutes later.
Sorry about that power cut. Anyway, Activision going through sexual harassment lawsuits continuously, especially a lot of people against CEO Bobby Kotick. So it hasn't really made anyone there look good. And again, I don't know why, still to this day, like, why they made so much a huge, enormous investment in this. But yeah, anyway, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the whole deal is supposed to be complete by the end of this calendar year, but I'm gonna doubt it. And even the FTC would worry that they would finalize the purchase like by this week, but they requested a federal judge to halt any definitive agreements just before now. So that's it, yeah. And a lawsuit from FTC that's going to be scheduled to hear for a hearing or by August 2 as well. So again, also crazy details emerging as well. Sorry, hold on. Missing the deadline would technically require Microsoft and Activision Blizzard to negotiate the terms, which, let's be honest, because it caused such a headache, I really doubt it. And even Brad Smith, who's like Microsoft's president and vice chair, tweeted that that moving forward, that moving to federal court would expedite the process. Which honestly, like, hey, it's your problem anyway. And the whole thing, like, it's only gotten worse with Sony, like, voicing their concerns, Sony, of any electronics gaming company, they've been more vocal and totally against the whole deal. And this is specifically because of how it would affect their sales regarding gamers playing Call of Duty games on PS5. And we're even concerned that future Call of Duty versions on PlayStation 5 would get worse or not be as good looking or perform as well as Xbox versions. And at the same time, Microsoft and Nintendo agreeing on a 10-year deal for Call of Duty games to come to the Switch, which is something I don't really understand. Because I'm sure if anything, it'll be like 1080p or even less than 1080p and 30 FPS. And that won't be a really good Call of Duty experience for players that are huge fans of the franchise. So that's just something to really be concerned about. And even the FTC were concerned about cloud gaming sales as well, and how would it affect cloud gaming. And while not everyone is against it, a few countries, especially in the European Union, South Korea, China, Brazil, and so forth, have actually approved the acquisition. But expect more roadblocks, especially with so many important voices in this whole matter regarding this whole industry, have been against and not really in favor of this whole deal. So look for the saga to keep going on, even throughout the rest of the calendar year. All right, guys and gals. Again, that's pretty much it for the Films and Pixels podcast, episode 37. I just want to thank everyone who have tuned in to watch and listen to the show. It does mean a lot. So again, thank you if you have watched and listened from beginning to end. If you're still interested and you're new, please feel free. You're welcome to subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me. Anyone that subscribes, I'm always thankful for that contribution. So thank you so much. And please leave a good comment. It's good for engagement as well. And like I said earlier, the social media links in the description section as well. And this was your host, Afif, for the Films and Pixels podcast, episode 37. Good day and good night.